What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you guys are doing well. The New York Knicks just came out victorious, winning their 8th game in a row, and now they're the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, defeating the Atlanta Hawks at Madison Square Garden. I can't believe we came out with this W. This game had so many ups and downs, but we're going to point out the obvious. Trae Young went down with a big-time ankle injury, but there was also other injuries like Taj Gibson being doubtful, not returning to the game. Nerlens Noel went down. Capella, luckily, he was able to come back. Derrick Rose, an injury scare as well, in the second half of this game. It was just filled with injuries. It was really scary to see because even if a guy of Trae Young goes down and helps the Knicks in a way because he's their best basketball player, really good at facilitating, shooting the basketball, you never want to see a player go down whatsoever. And good game to Caden Elvis for sure. I wish we got to beat you guys at full strength with the guy of Gallinari back, but I'll take the W because it is a W at the end of the day. But I hope Trae Young has a good, speedy recovery. Danny Avdija, of course, went down as well tonight, so I hope he has a speedy recovery. But this was a game I was really scared of. They are way over 500, bringing in a guy, Nate McMillan, or actually an assistant coach, of course, preaches defense. He has a really good, well-balanced attack coming out of Indiana, of course, with the Indiana Pacers. The big knock on him was not coming out of the first round, but he's clearly a better coach than Lloyd Pierce. He's more structured. He's way more disciplined. He knows how to win games. He knows how to close out games. He places players throughout their strengths. They may not have the personnel on the defense side of the basketball, but he's telling them, you're playing defense, and we're going to make sure that we play throughout the weaknesses of our opponents. The New York Knicks like to play slow. We're going to start fast. We're going to have a quick passing game like in football or something, or we're going to rifle that thing downfield like Eli Manning to David Tyree when we won the Super Bowl. And I was really concerned when it came to rebounding the basketball. Clint Capella, the last 3 games, I believe he's averaging over 15 rebounds per game. He's one of the best rebounders in the NBA. He's been a very good acquisition for the Atlanta Hawks. So that really, really did scare me in this game. Trae Young, Bogdanovich. You have a guy of Kevin Huerter. DeAndre Hunter, of course, out. A guy of Trae Young went down. Gallinari, they had some injuries in this game, but I actually do like Onyeka Okongwu. I think if he gets more minutes, I think he's going to be impactful for the Atlanta Hawks on the defense side of the basketball. I feel like Nate McMillan's really going to like him. But this is a way different basketball team than Lloyd Pierce. This guy, it seemed like Lloyd Pierce always tried to lose against the Knicks whenever I watched that brand of basketball. And Cam Reddish, of course, isn't really working out. We'll see what goes on to happen with them. But yeah, the Knicks come out victorious, 4th seed, 8 wins in a row at Madison Square Garden. And anyway, like I said, at the beginning of this game, the Hawks started off strong. It seemed like Nate McMillan told Trae Young, push the basketball. This is a slow, grinded out Knicks basketball team. We're going to make them outshoot us. And we actually did a really good job shooting the basketball. R.J. Barrett, right off the bat, 3-pointer made, even though we struggled in this game. Julius Randle, Reggie Bullock. I believe we had 5 threes in less than just an early amount of time. We were really flame-throwing from downtown. It literally seemed like deja vu. It seemed like the Hornets game. Snipers from downtown. Good production coming off the bench. Quickly, Rose, but no defense. R.J. Barrett struggling in the first half. Taj Gibson brought energy, but he sadly went down with an injury. Nerlens Noel, we know he doesn't provide much offensively at all, but he provided good defense. It was basically deja vu of the Hornets game. And what I was scared of happened in this game. We weren't able to box out a guy of Clint Capella. I like Nerlens Noel. He actually did solid rebounding the ball, but I thought we needed a more physical specimen of a Taj Gibson. And I actually thought he did a solid job. But at the end of the day, it is really hard to contain Capella on the glass when you have to rely on a guy of Taj Gibson, Nerlens Noel, who can't really catch the basketball the best and still has some work to do when it comes to filling out his frame, or he may be at his peak of filling out his frame and still has ways to go boxing out on a consistent basis. Taj Gibson, who's played out of position the last few years, or last couple of years with the Knicks, he's been known as his power forward. If it was with the Timberwolves, if it was with the Thunder, if it was with the Chicago Bulls. I really love what Taj Gibson's brought to the table. He's been another unsung hero for the New York Knicks for sure, or even a Reggie Bullock. But we actually shot the ball well, but R.J. Barrett did not. Rose brought a very good spark coming off the bench quickly as well. But let's just say this was not an easy game. Trae Young facilitating, knocking down shots, finding Capella down low, did a really good job lobbing it to Collins down down in transition as well. They were running and gunning, and that's what you should do against the New York Knicks. But the thing we love about this team is this team freaking fights, and Julius Randle just owns the Atlanta Hawks. We know John Collins is going to get buckets. He's probably going to get this huge contract, but he has ways to go on the defense side of the basketball. But also Julius Randle has been great this season. And I actually wanted to credit Obi Toppin. You can't really look at the stat sheet, but Obi Toppin was actually solid tonight. He wasn't horrible defensively. He tried his ass off. He really played hard. He ran the floor well. I gotta give credit to Obi Toppin. He had that thunderous dunk. But yeah, quickly, it looked like he's kind of burst out of the rookie wall the last couple of games against the Hornets, and of course tonight as well. I really gotta give credit to him, a Derrick Rose. And Burks, of course, it's crazy. This Knicks, like, they are so tough that they're like, we don't care that we don't have Alec Burks. We know he's a big part of the team, but we're going to find a way to win. But at one point, we were really stuck in this hole against the Hawks. We were putting up points, but geez, we were turning over the basketball. We couldn't box out. We couldn't get stops. We were late on closeouts. It was just absolutely disgusting to see by the Knicks. Again, we were shooting the heck out of the basketball. At halftime, over 60% from three, over 50% from the field. And if you told those numbers to someone, what would they say? The Knicks won the basketball game. No, because we allowed the Hawks to shoot over 50% from the field. You can't have it both ways. You got to get stops. And just like the Hornets game, it was deja vu. We could not get a stop defensively whatsoever. But what do we love about RJ Barrett? He overcomes adversity. And I also got to give credit to Elfrid Payne. I actually thought he played some tough, solid basketball, did a good job getting to the rack in this game. Of course, he's going to have moments that, like, these certain blunders, but I actually thought he played his ass off, because we know Derrick Rose is going to come in, give 1,000 points, but he's also going to give up 1,000 points. So sometimes it is a breath of fresh air. Can't believe I'm saying that. When it comes to Payne on defense, that's it. Payne, and sometimes he does a good job getting to the rack. Sometimes he could force it when there's a million people down there. But yeah, what we love about RJ Barrett is that he's so mentally tough. He doesn't care that he missed all those shots. I bet he telegraphed those shots in his mind, or those plays like, what can I do next time? And he absolutely, in my opinion, killed it in the second half of this game. He stepped up when it mattered most. He overcame adversity. He realized when he had to kick out in this game as well. But it was kind of the same story in the third quarter. We weren't boxing out. We were late on closeouts. Bad luck of injuries. Trae Young sadly went down in the second half of this game. But it just seemed like it was not our night. I was like, okay, I'm ready to do a live stream. I don't feel like doing a post-game video or a game recap. Just like, this game is absolutely disgusting. But the Knicks came out victorious because they are such a tough team and they don't give up whatsoever. Payne actually didn't play much in the second half of this game. Got to give credit to Julius Randle. He had his blunders of, like, holding onto the ball too much. Like, sometimes it seems like the ball has, like, sticky glue on it. Like, it has glue on it, and it's just like, should I pass it out of a double team, or am I going to force it up like Kobe? Like, I love Kobe Bryant, but just, like, you're not Kobe, Julius Randle. All respect to Kobe Bryant and just all those greats up there. But yeah, sometimes he has those moments. I'm like, move the basketball. And he was actually exposed by John Collins in the first half of this game. But we actually kept John Collins in check in the second half. But someone we did not keep in check was Bogdan Bogdanovic. We were allowing him to go right. All respect to Bullock. He was allowing him to go right. He was not playing good defense. You have to force a guy like that left. He was getting comfortable, pulling up from mid-range territory, from downtown. Even when Trae Young went down, I thought a guy of Goodwin actually played solid. But, of course, when Trae Young went down, that kind of is where everything went down for the Atlanta Hawks, because that scoring threat, that main facilitator, that good passer of the basketball, it just really haunted the Hawks because they love having that facilitator. It makes everyone around them very comfortable. I know he has liability defensively, but he's such a good offensive player, especially when he's on and he is efficient from the field. But the main X factors are the bench. They just absolutely outscored the Atlanta Hawks. Quickly, Rose, just absolutely unbelievable. You definitely got to credit them. And I just love the way the Rose was throwing the ball outside around the perimeter, and Bullock. Sometimes it does stop in Randall's hands, but I thought Randall was extremely big time down the stretch in this game. Got to give credit to RJ Barrett. Just this team as a whole, they just did not give up. They just did not take their foot off the pedal to the metal the entire game. But again, we had our blunders defensively. We allowed some guys wide open. We didn't box out. We committed stupid fouls. This game eventually went to overtime, but Quickly was amazing. Randall was amazing. RJ had a circus shot. This team just played over 48 minutes of basketball. I bet they're tired. They deserve their rest. I believe their next game is until like Saturday, something crazy like that. I might have read it wrong on the schedule, but just like, wow. But yes, I just got to give credit to the Atlanta Hawks now with Nate McMillan. I believe they're 18-7, something crazy like that. Payne actually did really piss me off in the second half of this game of turning the ball over. Had a solid first half, but the second half, when it matters most, it's Elfrid Payne. But yeah, guys, I really appreciate the great amount of support. I tried to cover as much as possible. Bogdanovic got them back in this game, hitting a big-time three, just like Randall missed a shot, sending it to overtime. Quickly played well. Randall played well down the stretch. RJ, we got crucial stops. And the defense eventually stepped up. Peace out, guys. Appreciate you guys for the great amount of support.